Yeah. Okay, so we are starting now. So as I was saying, this today's session will be the mix of English and Hindi. If anybody has question in Marathi or other language, please feel to ask those questions in the end of the session. बीच में हिंदी और इंग्लिश का होगा, मराठी भी शायद हो सकता है because lot of people from Dombili Kalyan as well. So thank you for joining. This is a Kickstart call, so I'm not going to take much time. Quickly, we are going to run through today's agenda. My name is Nikhil. I'm one of the admin of KDR, and I will talk about other admins too in my slide. I'm going to quickly talk about what is KDR, what is KDR Rise, and who all are you talking to. Just a quick wrap up, and then I'll hand over the mic to Amol, who's another admin of KDR. So quickly, KDR is a brand now. It's not just don't relate it as we are people only of Kalyan Dombili. I think we are a brand today of runners across the world, across India, across wherever the runners that we find can join our objective or cause. We are here only for runners and for the runners. You can connect with us. A lot of people still not connected to us on Instagram and Facebook. You can write to us if there are any queries. We also have a WhatsApp group, but WhatsApp group right now is very limited to people who are very regular, very active to us. Due to the limitation of WhatsApp, we are over 2,000 people connected across the world. We can't accommodate everybody on the WhatsApp group, so we have certain conditions to join the WhatsApp group. Automatically, people in KDR Rise who will be with us till 3 months, we will send them an invitation. It's a voluntarily that you want to join or not. But please do follow us on Instagram, Kalyan, and Facebook, because there we have regular updates. We do group runs every second and fourth Sundays. Since this is a group run, that means we do it on ground. It is a supported run by admins with hydration points and all other support. Hence, it happens in Kalyan Dombili. We love to do group runs wherever you are. If you have a good number of people, and if you have plans to come there at your place, we'll definitely do that. This year in KDRS, we plan to do certain group runs in certain pockets outside Dombili Kalyan also. Just quick check. Have you already registered for a blood donation drive that is happening on Sunday, 2nd October? If not, please do it. There is a link. We'll also share it on the KDR Rise group. Wherever you are, it does not limit that you are in Mumbai or Pune. If you happen to come down to Dombili, we have also mentioned the location of this drive. Thanks to our friend from Luna Chemicals, who have given us wholeheartedly his office to conduct this entire drive. We also have Ranotso, one of our biggest IP event happens just after the KDR Rise. So please remember, this is a non-running activity. This is more like our celebration, our whole year annual event. People with their families, kids, wives, spouse, all of them join this event. So we'll share more details when we announce the date. So no more admins. As I said, we are many admins who are currently managing this KDR community with various events. So Nisha Shetty, Rohit Kalambe, Amol Garat, Manoranjan Mishra, KRK, Vijay Gosavi, and myself, Nikhil Dudwadkar. So we are currently managing KDR, all activities. Every year, 2 year, the admin changes, and Vijay and Amol are continuing admins since last year. So that tenure ends on 2022. You'll find more admins joining us from next year. Okay, so Amol, over to you.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. Amol here. So let's go through the slides related to KDR Rise 2022. So what's there in 2022? Specifically, KDR Rise. Many people know what is KDR Rise who are already participated in earlier editions. So specifically for new runners, new participants, this is the just overview of KDR Rise 2022. What is exactly happening in KDR Rise 2022? So if you one second. Yeah. So it's a outdoor activity. Any participant can participate from any part of the world, anywhere. You can run. You can record your run and submit on IKDR app. It's a team-based game, so you will be going to add in a team, and you will be part of a team for 3 months, and it will be the game which we have run as well as points as well as mileages. So it's a different ball together game. Hello, am I
Amol?
audible?
Yes,
Hello,
yes. Yeah.
am I audible?
Now, yes.
Yeah. So the KDR Rise 2022 will be for 3 months, starting from 1st October till 31st of December. Point-based scoring will be there. It will be declared when teams will form. Each team will have captain and vice captain for each team. Referee will be there for each team. All the referees will do the common contact point for the captains and vice captain or participant to any queries. Just remember, all referees are experienced KDR Rise participant or runners, so they will be the contact point for any query. There will be mandatory week off in every week. Anyone can join, as we said, walkers, runners, joggers, but there will be a pace limit. The pace will be important. So every month it will be discussed for this month what will be the pace. Pace means per kilometer how many minutes you will require. That will be the pace. Then monthly limit as per kilometer for each and every team or each and every participants. Monthly limits means, as example, there is a monthly limit of 75 kilometer. So you can do 60 kilometer, you can do 70 kilometer, you can do 75 kilometer, you can't do 100 kilometer. So 75 kilometer will be the upper limit for that month. Cycling is optional, specifically in champion category. Warriors, it's a purely running based game. But the optional, like, you can choose running or running plus cycling. Points will be different, but you can choose both in every month. But running is compulsory as this is a running based game. So we have segregated teams, different teams this year. Rise Warriors specifically for running, the pro runners who wanted to get higher mileages, they wanted to prepare for ultra runs, marathons. So specifically those we have planned Rise Warriors. So all the warriors will be in separate teams. And Rise Challengers will be having two options, as I said, running as well as running plus cycling. Specifically, these categories for beginners, then moderate runners, those who are runners but they have a gap and they wanted to restart and kickstart their practice. So for those, Rise Challengers will be the team. And third is Rise Champions, specifically our next gen guys, kids. Uh, they also have running plus cycling the option, and the age criteria for this group is 8 to 16 years. So these are the three categories we have this year. Uh, till time we have registered 419 participants, which is the highest number till date. This is our fifth edition of KDR Rise, and this is the highest number. Still counting. By evening, we are closing the registration today, so maybe we are expecting 10-15 participants this day. This is the next slide, which show you runners city. So we have participants from various part of world. You can see Panvel, Dubai, Neral, Dehradun, Kalwa, Delhi, Pune, Chiplun, Chennai, wherever you can join KDR Rise and get participated in this event. This is a small graphical representation of gender, male and female. If you see, male participation is around 68%, female is around 31%, just for representation, categories wise, and profile of the runner. If you see the new to KDR, 60%, almost 53% people are new to KDR. 46 people are those who are already associated with KDR, or those people who have attended the previous editions of KDR Rise. So these are almost 50% crowd is new to KDR Rise this year. So there will be referee, as I mentioned, each team have a referee. So we have this referees team for KDR Rise 2022. Almost 25 referees will be there who will support you throughout 3 months. And every month there will be different captain, different vice captain, but referee will be same all, and they will guide through. They will motivate you. They will tell you what to do, what not to do, or any rules and any query you can connect with them. So these are the team of
So
referees for
going
KDR
back to the
Rise
slide,
2022.
yeah, just going back to the slide, just take a look at your referee. These referees could be in any team, and we are going to allocate them by this evening.
Yeah. So many people, almost 58% are new to KDR Rise. So many people have a query, questions, how to do, how team will find run. They are going to run together, or they are doing run solo. How to point structure will work. So I like to invite one guest speaker. Is called Mr. Vivek Khanvilkar. He is a KDR Rise 2021 winning team captain and the influential for all 3 months. So just want to introduce Mr. Vivek. He's a marathoner, ultra runner, very core part of KDR since long time. He's a veteran runner. Don't go on word veteran. I'm not talking about age. As per his experience of running, he's a veteran to us. So he will guide in few points. Anyone have questions, you can ask him related to any rise query or any query. So I like to invite Mr. Vivek. Hi, Vivek.
Hi. Thank-
Yeah, please
Thanks,
share your
thanks,
experience of KDR
thanks for your
Rise.
upfront clarification of the veteran work
Yeah,
used. You wouldn't want to fall into veteran category of age as long as I can pretend to. So I think thank you so much, the admin team, for giving me this opportunity to talk uh, and share some of my experience that I've had. Just a little about myself. I've been into running for last now almost 7 years. And being associated with area right from practically the first year of its inception. So it's been a great learning curve that I've had myself as a runner, and I owe a lot of my own grooming as a good runner thanks to the community support that I've always got from my fellow runners from KDR group. And I see quite a few of my regular friends are already a part of this call. So while I will want to reflect on some of my thoughts around KDR Rise in particular, mind you, I've just structured my thoughts largely aimed at people who are probably participating in this event for the first time. So for my fellow friends who've been a part of the KDR group for long, this is not for you, but most welcome to have your value added comments. You know, if I have kind of missed on mentioning something, so it's something, as I was saying, you know, it's just simply a great opportunity to be with you, with all of you out here. And for also to clarify, this is my fourth. I mean, this will be my fifth consecutive participation in KDR Rise. So it's not about. I mean, all I can say is, no matter what stature of your running cadence that you have reached, an event like KDR Rise, definitely I look forward to every year. You know, because of our busy schedules, no matter you may have the inner core which always keeps telling you that you need to do something for yourself and to get you know, good shape and form of your health, and you keep on finding equal bad excuses of not getting onto something. So all I can say is, like, 3 or 4 top of the mind keywords, if I have to really express what I feel about KDR Rise, and I truly believe in those keywords. And first and foremost, I think KDR Rise is, I believe, it's all about self-discipline. I mean, or none of us has forced you to be into this event. It's a 3-month long event. And what will differentiate, honestly speaking, how you perform is going to be your own self-discipline. And when I say categorically, it might sound a little harsh word. It's not, I mean, discipline, because I believe all of us have committed to this particular program because we want to see some change in ourselves. And it could be weight loss, it could be getting back in shape, it could be doing something, crossing the barrier of our sedentary lifestyle. And trust us, I mean, this is that one such great event which really helps you to transform. And all I can bet, and my fellow admins and colleagues will probably vouch for that, we don't just take pride in the rising count of members or participants in the KDR Rise program, but a bigger pride and sense of satisfaction is, what we get is after the 3-month long event, we're pretty confident that at least like 15-20% of those new beginners really pick up running as a sport and as a habit. And I've seen, I mean, when I started my running career, I think it's too exciting to start collecting medals, get into the aura of a big event participation, and you get up early in the morning and go and start on the in any particular event day. But वो एक दिन का नाटक होता है. When I say natak, for those who really want to post a lot of flashy photographs on the social media that have achieved some medal, we realize that there are many people who just for the sake of participating in the event and be a part of the social media world end up doing something for a week or max 10 days. And we felt that if really genuinely we as core running I would say members, if we really want to transform people and make them pick up this as a good habitual endurance sport, there has to be something longitudinal in its nature. So, and that's where this whole concept of KDR Rise prominent, I mean, and emerged. Like, we believe 3 months is a fairly long time if people are made to basically do something consistently, should basically get into a habit forming nature in itself. So that's something which I strongly believe, self-discipline, and you got to commit. I mean, finally, it's a 3 months long program. You might be expected to perform an activity at least 6 out of 7 days, and it requires a discipline. So we get up mentally to compromise, to do some adjustments. But at the end of the day, these adjustments and compromise that you're going to be doing, it's for your own good. And that's where I strongly believe, KDR Rise helps you to really get life and your life into your own control. Like, for me personally speaking, it's been this financial year or this calendar has not that been great for me. I mean, for some reason of my busy office schedule in the last 8-9 months, barely I've logged mileages on a normal month. And I was desperately looking forward to KDR Rise. I know for sure that just this year event will give me that push and give me that extra energy that I'll be able to come back to my regular running regime. And I'm looking forward to that. So beyond self-discipline, I think the number 2 point or a keyword that I believe, it's all about team spirit. It's a game. I think the best part of the KDRS competition is there's a lot more of gamification aspect to it. And the moment you start reading about gamification theory, it actually appeals to, I mean, any age category, no matter what age and stage you are, professionally, personally. The moment the whole sport is gamified, you really get a lot of better energy and kick. But here, it's not only about trying to earn those brownie points as an individual. You start basically competing this whole Rise program as a team, and hence extremely important to have the team spirit and bonding. You got to be respecting each of your team member, no matter how many are newbies and how many are joining the group for the first time. Start learning from each other's mistakes and I would say, experiences. Start sharing experience, and I'm sure a lot of good stories that people will get inspired. You never know what could be that one statement or one, I would say, experience that you may share will end up inspiring the other fellow runner, a part of your group. And most importantly, support each other. I mean, you'll have a lot of tough situations on a given a week or a month, where since it's a team sport, the whole games and the point structure and the ranking and the leaderboard will get largely influenced of by not only how individually you are performing, but how as a collective team, how are you performing. And hence there could be occasions where there could be some odd reasons why some of your team members might not be able to actively participate for a few days and here and there. Don't start ridiculing your team members. As I said, I strongly believe each one of us have walked into this because we felt that there is a positive change that we want to bring in on ourselves. Start acknowledging and understanding the core problem, but don't start ridiculing for some reason if there is a team member who's non-supportive. Be more understanding, and I'm sure the other person will equally take responsibility and respond. So that's the second keyword that I would really want to highlight, the team spirit. Third and most important, don't overdo. You got to be listening to your body. There are days that your body energy is very high and you can probably end up doing a little longer runs or longer cyclings. But on the day that if you're not keeping well, and it may happen on the course of 3 months, I think, or even on a particular day that you are trying to basically, you might have a fixed agenda that you might log in, say 10 kilometers or 15 or 20, and for some reason, in the early morning your body doesn't respond or you don't feel like doing it. It's fine. You don't have to over push yourself beyond what your body is able to basically support. So listen to your body and make sure you start respecting your own health. Don't overdo, despite, and hence it is an important element that the team also should not over pressurize. But be honest. I think there could be some team members who will start cooking up reasons for not being able to contribute, but then let's try and basically motivate them, inspire them, and bring them back on track. So that's the third element I would want to highlight, listen to your body. And above all, friends, it's a fun game. So enjoy. Let not the whole gamification leaderboard, it may so happen, it happens practically every year. I don't know how many teams, going by the count of participants, what Nikhil and Amol have mentioned, probably we will have more than 20-25 teams. So there ought to be a leaderboard, and there will be someone who is going to be at the top, and there has to be someone at the bottom. But let that leaderboard not basically only be the source of motivation for you to continue what you're expected to do as a part of this 3 months long exercise. Enjoy. And you can only enjoy when you seriously stay focused on that objective, single one-line objective for which you have participated in this whole program. No matter even if it's a self-discipline or a loss of weight to getting back in shape or preparing yourself for a much longer distance, half marathon or an ultra marathon or whatever programs that you have. Stay focused on that objective, and don't let the whole competition and over peer pressure be demoralized. At any point in time, demotivating for your own self, that you just feel at the end of second month or a third month a drag. And we have had all sorts of experiences where people keep sharing this. बहुत pressure है, बहुत लोग एक दूसरे को over pressurize करते हैं, and you really stop basically enjoying the fun quotient out of that. So I think in my mind and opinion, these are the 4 things which I strongly believe, and I always look forward for the exciting participation. Self-discipline being the most important, followed by team spirit, followed by listening to your body and doing something which you are actually genuinely capable on that given day, and most importantly, enjoying the game. So I think it's great that if I strongly believe if we follow these 4 elements, we should be able to really deliver and achieve individual objectives in whatever shape and form that we have taken. But as a mentor, that if I have to share some tips, I think the first 2 weeks of the beginning of the month is going to be, I strongly believe, a game changer. You need to basically find reasons for the team to bond and get together. I'm sure in the last week of September, the next few days, all the teams construct will be announced. It may not necessarily happen that all the the members in the group know each other. So it's extremely important in the first 2 weeks itself to find reasons to get onto a virtual call, if possible, have a face-to-face offline meetings. Start the game with a lot of positive spirit and let's understand each other well. So the team bonding in the first 2 weeks itself, in my opinion, will become the game changer, and start and be damn serious about this event right from the first day. When I say serious, in terms of giving the best what you think that you can, because that will basically be a very, very strong game changer. And there are many ways. I mean what at least I have been practicing and it has really helped. Of course, we will create WhatsApp groups, but merely having WhatsApp group of our respective team is not alone important. You need to start basically conversing, interacting with the team member, putting some motivational achievements of each other to be able to get inspired ourselves and inspire someone else. Follow a simple 2-3 pointer cadence, like make sure that at least what we used to do, and I can see a couple of my last year team members are part of this call today. Mayuresh is there, I saw Priyank. I think just start a daily activity update cadence. Put a date, list down all the team members who are a part of the group, and after everyone has updated basically the activity or done their activity, put up the status update within the group. It becomes a very positive inspirational pressure on the rest of the team members. Ki 15 logo mein se, maybe 7 have already done the activity in the morning, or 10 people have done. The rest of the 5 members do get a positive message that I need to also basically get into the active zone, no matter what time during the day, as what Amol has already clarified. If it's early morning, afternoon, evening, night, people have completed the activities on railway platforms at night, 11 and 12 o'clock, just because they didn't want to miss out. I mean, this is the power of this, I would say, program construct. It really takes your, I would say, commitment to a different level. But let's not overdo and over pressurize ourselves while we are trying to meet that particular commitment. And last but not the least, whoever is going to be your vice captain and captain, I think start basically. That does not mean it's a mere construct of this program that you got to have someone as a captain and a vice captain, because they will get the approving authority of your activities as and when they are uploaded on the app. But most importantly, start respecting each other as individuals, and don't and make sure that you're it's not only you're doing your activity, but you're uploading the activity, and you're ensuring that repeatedly during the week you go log into the app and check whether that has been synced and taken into cognizance in terms of reconciliation of the whole points and numbers. Many occasions people find they think that unhone activity kar diya to unka kaam ho gaya. That's not all. The activity has to be uploaded very judiciously with a proper cadence within the app itself. So these are a few words that I thought I can actually share from my own front, but happy to take some questions or anything that the team would want to ask, or any other my experienced fellow runners want to add something if at all I have missed.
Thank you, Vivek, for your valuable outlook on entire RISE thing in terms of new runners or experienced runners. You have almost sum up everything in details. Still, if anyone wanted to ask any question related to any query, please go ahead. Any question, guys? So look, इसके पास question है तो let me ask one thing related to last year RISE. Vivek, ऐसा कोई low point और high point in the team where आपको ऐसा लगा कि we need to motivate a particular runner और उसको motivate कैसे करना है? ये मतलब टीम अच्छी जा रही है लेकिन एक रनर के वजह से ये हो रहा है, तो क्या करना चाहिए, कैसे करना चाहिए? कैप्टन को या वाइस कैप्टन को कैसे हैंडल करना चाहिए? यू एक्सप्लेन अ सिंपल एग्जांपल तो पीपल विल गेट टू नो कि हाउ टू हैंडल टीम एंड एवरीथिंग इन इंस्टेंस.
So I mean, at least last year we were quite fortunate to have a very engaged team. But let me start giving at least sharing my experience with the earlier years. I think the only thing which helps us to handle such circumstances is pick up the phone and talk. I think we should not play around with WhatsApp messages. That's not the best channel of communication, of putting reminder of people who are not been participating. For all you know, there could be certain apprehensions and question marks that the fellow team member might have. It's always good to basically pick up the phone and talk and understand what the challenges are. And I'm reasonably confident that many of the participants who are not able to be as regular and disciplined will be able to basically come up to the level of expectation. But and that's precisely the reason I harped on that point, that the first 2 weeks is crucial. I mean, all that bonding, understanding of the strengths, weaknesses of all our team members should principally get sorted in the first 2 weeks of the team creation and the whole program activation. The moment you realize you are a family, it could be just 3 months, but you get into a very different kind of a relationship, and that bonding is extremely important. In most occasions, if you're able to have that early on, not many occasions people will have that kind of an issue.
Great. Thank you, Vivek. So keyword is bonding in the team.
Yes, of course.
Yes. Chalo, let's go ahead. If anyone having any question to Vivek, please come ahead, or else we proceed with the next presentation.
Amol, there is a question from Priyank. Priyank has a question which says, could you please elaborate on the running plan? Total distance to be covered with mix of long and small run. The question is not related to the plans actually. He's saying my point is on explaining overall structure to new runners. Vivek, you want to take this question just overall? I don't think he's asking the question of 2022.
Sure. I think no doubt this thing has come from Priyank. So I'll tell you, I think I'm assuming that even this year we'll follow the 15-member team format. It is extremely important. I'll start from the point where I said that it's important to understand the strengths, weaknesses of each of your team member. What are the normal working days? Can people cover longer distances on the weekend, or even on a weekday? Some of our members might have time and they will be able to log mileages. This whole sport is all about the number of activities that individuals can do and the distance that they can cover. The whole point structure will be a factor of individual number of days of activities, the distance that you cover, and I also assume the point constructs and will be the same, the number of team members that log an activity on a given day. These three are the variables which eventually give the team points, and hence it is extremely important that in after you as a team start together, you need to have a plan. Again, I'm making this points with an assumption that at least the broad construct and the rules of KDR Rise will remain the same as compared to the previous years. Typically, at least until last year, we've always had 1 day as a weekly off, which means 6 days you have to run. But that does not necessarily, then you have to plan as a group which day who is comfortable on taking a weekly off. It shouldn't happen that, say, let's assume out of 15 members, if all the 15 log an activity on a given day, or a 13 or a 14 member team logs an activity on a given day, you get extra team points, which means not all the members can take a day off on the similar days of the week. So have a structure, divide, choose the specific days who's going to be taking a weekly off, who's not going to take a weekly off, adjust for a team member for some reason, if there is some issue for which on the planned day the person is not able to plan. And most importantly, and again saying that in Amol's slides, he made a mention that there's an upper limit of the kilometers that you can log during the month, which means, let's assume if the upper limit of kilometers is 100 kilometers, that does not mean that you cannot run beyond 100. But the points systems that you will, or the number of points that you will score, max you will be able to score points up till 100 kilometers. Beyond 100, whatever kilometers you log, you will not get points, but as a member, you can always keep on running. Depends on what is your individual capability. And hence, as a group, as a team, what we need to inspire each other is not only ensure that you have a proper spread of weekly offs, but also trying to recognize the strengths and weakness of each of our team members and trying inspiring people to be able to be comfortably, achieve whatever is the largest distance that they are able to achieve. I mean, that kind of a planning is extremely important. Priyank was the planner of our group last year. I mean, on the day that the admins will publish the rules of the game for the next month, within 24 hours, he is to come back and clearly tell all the 15 members, ye aapka plan hai. I mean, you'll have to be very calculative. I mean, itna distance, itna kilometers pe itna points milega. So if the upper limit is 100 kilometers, then what should be, if you're going to do activities for 26 days in a month, then how do you divide those 26 days into the number of kilometers that you would want to log in on every day to make sure that you get the maximum points? It's a very interesting point structure that generally we have as a part of this program, which means बस आपको long distance भागना, I mean, if you want to run wrong kilometers, that does not mean that you will gain the maximum points. You'll have to very strategically plan running good distance, but not running too much or not running too less as well. There has to be a plan which will give you the maximum points considering the upper limit of the distance that is there as per the rule book for the respective month. So planning is extremely important, and one of the team members will have to really pick up that responsibility. Priyank, you want to add something from your front? You're a better person on that.
No, that's more than enough, Dada. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks,
so we are
Priyank.
getting
Thanks, Priyank, for the question.
So I think Florent has a question on the app. So
Vivek, I think some
yeah,
of the
you guys
questions
can.
are more related to this thing, but if I don't think there are any questions more towards you. I think people are looking forward to ask some questions related to this year's season. So Vivek, thank you, and no wonder you are an inspiration. The kind of talk has really pepped up, I think, everyone, and we'll definitely going to share this recording to all people who have not probably joined, and they must definitely hear you out. I really had a goosebumps going back as a participant last year. I can really imagine whatever you have said is really covered well. Thank you for your time, Vivek. We are going to go ahead with the next part of our session, which is basically how to record your activities. So everyone, please hold your questions. What we are going to cover now is how you're going to record your activities, and we're going to show a little glimpse of KDR app, of how you are going to use it, right? So I'm going to share the slides. Mano, are you going to take the next part of the slides, or should I take it? How, Mano?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, Nikhil, you can take it, or I can take it. It doesn't matter. If you are okay, you can go ahead.
Okay, so I will just quickly run through, because I think most important is the questions. So you can basically take some of the questions that will come. So let me know if you guys are able to see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So how are you going to record your activities? The first question is, as we mentioned, that you're going to do your activity wherever you are, whenever you are. So first thing first is very important, as per your team strategy, as your team schedule, as per your own schedule. Whenever you're going to do the activity, it has to be recorded. It has to be recorded, and then data comes to us. Now, how that happens? The first step is you use an app. We recommend to use Strava app only. The reason is we'll come to know in the next slides of KDR. Why Strava? Strava is a free app. It is available on Google Store and iStore. It is one of the most stable app, I can say, to capture your activities. very important that we are capturing is where are you running, how long are you running, what pace are you running. So all the parameters that we require to validate your activity is captured by Strava. It is a GPS based app. One important point is, first, as we said, that you're going to use Strava. That is what we recommend. There are certain cases where people have come to us saying, I'm using Garmin smartwatch, I'm using Fitbit smartwatch, or I'm using some other app, right? We would not recommend, so people who are using Garmin or Fitbit, yeah, very some of the good smartwatches actually capture very well on GPS. Strava also uses GPS from your phone, so very well captured. If there are any other apps that you intend to use, please contact the admin coach, please contact the referee, because earlier we had this experience that some of the apps really did not capture GPS well. And chances are then your activity gets rejected and you do not get points, right? So that is first. The first step is Strava app. We have already shared with you the videos of Strava app in the KDR Rise WhatsApp group, or you can always Google and see how to use Strava app. After that, we are going to give you iKDR app. iKDR app instructions will be shared. This is an old slide we said after 20th of September, but mostly by today evening or by tomorrow, everybody will have instructions of how to use the iKDR app, from where to download. People who have already having iKDR app since last year, please don't use it. Uninstall from your phone, because we are upgrading the app. So you'll have to reinstall again. If you try now, it will also show you error. So don't download iKDR app. iKDR app is our proprietary app. So don't download anything right now. We'll send you the instructions. For iPhone users, iKDR app is web-based. So that also instructions will be shared to you. So this is the one way of sharing this. The second is the iKDR app also has a capability of connecting to your Strava app directly. That means what? Once you finish the activity in the Strava app, you don't need to go back to iKDR app to submit your data. It automatically, seamlessly transfers the data that we require to check into the iKDR app. iKDR app is only the record app. It does not record your activity. It just takes all the data. It shows the leaderboard, everything, right? So that's how it is. And then once it is connected, you start the Strava, finish your activity, and we'll get it. This is the one and most recommended process. I hope today being a weekend, people have tried Strava. The another one is a manual method. That means what? You finish your activity on a smartwatch or whatever, your Strava. Sometimes your Strava does not seem or whatever. You can still add activity manually. You go to iKDR app. There is a manual process. So we will show you how to do that. And then you upload the activities of detail. It is a little tedious process. You have to make sure. Sometimes people forget it, and then it's not allowed, right? So no questions on that. We'll take the questions anyways in the end. I'm just going to show you the iKDR app, how it looks, the demo of it, how the process would be. We'll also send this manual to you guys when we send you the login instructions. So iKDR app looks like this. It has a login screen. So your login your mobile number that you have registered with us will be your login, right? So once you log in, put the mobile number, you will get an OTP. People who are outside India will contact you separately how to log in. Because mostly what for the OTP does not go to the international numbers. So we'll contact you separately how to log into iKDR app. People in India, you'll get the OTP. If you're not able to receive OTP for any reasons, please contact referee or this thing. So we'll give you that instructions when we start iKDR app. So yeah, so this would be your login screen. Once you log in, the first thing that will ask you is to update your data. So accept your mobile number and accept your runner type, right? Whatever is that you have selected, whether it's a right now it's showing experience because this is the last year nomenclature. Right now it will show you warriors or challengers or champions based on your profile. Once you log in, make sure you're updating this information thoroughly. We'll obviously pre-feed whatever information that you have given to us during the login. If you find any information is not correct, whether it's a date of birth or anything, those you correct. You also upload your profile picture, right? If you not upload your profile picture, so we'll show you, we'll put some default picture. And very, very important is your t-shirt size. Okay. T-shirt size is where we'll give you a complimentary t-shirt by end of the entire event. So as you all know that at the end of the event, we'll give you medal and complimentary t-shirt. This is given only to those people who will finish the KDR rise by end of December. Anybody exiting mid whatever, we'll have to take a call on that. But please, I'm sure everybody will stay till the end. Once you're updated your profile, you will be asked, and remember this is very, very important. Every year we have to chase people. You will be asked to select a running type. Now, what is this? As we said, that you can go for running or running plus cycling. This is specifically for champions and challenges only, right? But this pop-up will come for everyone. So warriors will see only running. So they still have to go through this process. It's a design part of the app. So even warriors will get a pop-up, but they will only see running because there is only running activity for warriors. But challengers and champions, you will get two options. Okay. Make sure you select that which one you're going to do. Make sure you're discussing this with your captain and vice captain. What are you going to do, right? Because based on that only you will plan your schedule in your team, right? So you can select running and cycling, right? And once selected, it cannot be changed for that month. That means what? When November comes, again this pop-up will come on day one. You can again plan whether you want to change to running to cycling to running or running to cycling. Again in December 1st, again you will get this option. So you can change what you want to do for that month. You cannot change in mid of the month. You cannot change once it's selected. It is not reversible. Okay. And then how you connect to Strava, in the left there will be a connect option. Once you select that connect option, it will take you to the Strava login. So you log in on the web based on your login. And then, sorry, there was a wrong. So the last window will come first, that is connected. And then you can see in the left hand side, it will show disconnect. That means what? If you want to disconnect Strava, you can also disconnect. But when it says disconnect, that means it is connected, right? So if you don't want Strava to automatically stream it back, you can again push that button and it will disconnect Strava. But this is a very easy method. That's why, as I said, Strava is the most recommended method. Please install Strava. And very important, I'm not promoting Strava here, but you'll find all our runners there. It's a very good way of getting motivated. People will like your comments. Please follow your fellow members. Please follow the KDR people. Everybody is so enthused to give you cheer up on that app also, right? And how to add an activity manually is you have to go to the explore activity. In that you have to click add activity, and then you'll find the entire form manually filled. It's a long form, so you have to select what kind of activity you have done. You can put a title of that activity. You can put an activity date, start time, kilometers. Kilometers would be a single integer, not decimals. Then your hours, minutes, and then you put an activity link. It's very important, as we said, what is activity link? Wherever you're doing on Strava activity, you can actually get a link on the Strava. It's a public link, so you can select and paste it here. Make sure your Strava profile is not private. First time login, it will be a public, but you can always hide your activities, whatever. But don't do that because then the referee will not be able to see your activity in Strava. And then if you're doing manually, then you have to actually put a screenshot of your activity, a GPS map and your stats. At least these two activity details are required. And this is how you will start seeing your activities once you will start doing the activity. The double tick means the referee and your captain or vice captain has approved your activity. A cross mark means your activity has been rejected. A watch sign means the activity is pending for approval. And then your main homepage, you will see what are your team points and what are your own points. On top, you'll see what is your running type. You are a runner, which team you are from. Currently, you see that test 23123. We will actually have a team name, so you will see that team name, and then you'll have what activity that you have selected for the month, running and cycling. This is how the app will look like. Don't be don't once you start using the app, it will be very easy. So we're going to announce the app login and everything by day end or by tomorrow, right? So this is all, and then there is a team dashboard also. You can see what is your what is your team in your monthly team dashboard. Where do you stand, first or second or third? This is just mainly to make you motivated in terms of where you have to do. Right, so overall team dashboard means for overall, maybe in November, then October, November, what is the overall thing. You can also see dashboard of overall KDR rise also. That also we are currently updating, so that's why I don't have a team screenshot here, but you can see overall which team is on top, which team is on bottom, all of that, right? So any questions? This is all about iKDR app. So you are
Nikhil, somebody asked related to iKDR app in question previously, I guess, previous session.
okay. Okay. How can the number of kilometers ran are converted, registered in the app? Thank you, Florent. The number of kilometers, so every month will give you a points table. So there will be a minimum that you have to do to maximum kilometers that you can do per day or per activity. You cannot do multiple activities in a day. You have to do one activity in one go. So it could be minimum 2 kilometer to maximum 10 kilometer in a one go, right? So that kind of, I'm just giving example, right? So if you will do activity, let's say 8.5 or 8.9, it will be still converted into 8. So decimals are not whatever meters, right? So if you have done 8 kilometer and 300 meters, so your point will be calculated only on the first digit, which is a 8 kilometer, that is the completed kilometer, right? So you have to look at your points table, and it will be automatically converted based on that. Does that answer your question? Is this available? Connect to Strava option in iKDR web link also for iPhone users? Yes, it is available. So we don't have an app for iPhone. So the app is made specifically for Android, but the web-based format is available for iPhone users as well. There is no difference. Only thing is it is web-based, so you have to actually type in the browser. We'll give you the URL or what you have to type and go and do it. How web-based link will sync Strava installed? Yeah, so I answered that same question. Can running while playing football be? Okay. Football is not the activity that we have in the KDR Rise, although it's a very good sport. So running means what? Running means you are going from point A to point B. Now that point A, point B can be in any direction. It is a GPS tracked activity. and it has a certain pace, right? So pace means you are doing the activity in how many pace is average time taken for per kilometer, right? That is a pace. So if you are running your activity on a 5 pace, that is 5 minutes per kilometer to a 10-minute per kilometer or to a 15-minute per kilometer, it defines the pace, right? It has to also be consistent, right? That means you cannot be doing 5 pace first kilometer and then second kilometer you will be sitting somewhere and then again doing third kilometer, again running, doing that. So everything will be counted. The whole point is that you are in a consistent doing, right? You could be running, you could be jogging, you could be walking, but it's a consistent, right? So to answer the question, running, walking, jogging is important. Whether you are doing that playing a football or you are doing that having a lunch, doesn't matter. But the running and jogging is a consistent activity that would be something that will see and we'll believe the data. We'll believe what comes to us and it will be thoroughly checked. So I'm just going through Amol, all the questions. If you are able to take any of these questions or anybody just jump in, I'm just going from the web-based link. You can see the Strava. Ravindra has mentioned you won't be running constantly. What will be the pace limits? Pace limits would be changing every month for each category. So warriors will have a specific pace limit for October. Champions will have a specific pace limit and challenge will have a specific pace limit. As we mentioned, warriors is a little pro runner group. So pace limit of warriors lesser. When I say lesser means pace number, right? So challenges, if for example challenges has a pace limit of 12 minutes per kilometer, then the warrior could be a lesser value of maybe 8 or 7, depends. It's just I'm saying we have still not announced the rules and points. We will announce that as every year. We announce just a couple of days before to make sure there are people are aware of and plan their strategy just before that. So okay. Priyank has also mentioned that. Lauren says thank you. And before I go to other questions, so what is next? The next task for all of you is we will create team. So between today and tomorrow, hopefully we get time today, we will start making team. At 6 o'clock, we are going to shut down our registration page. That is one reason we are not able to get into the final books of creating the team. So at 6 o'clock, we are going to shut down our registration page, and whatever registration that we have, we are going to start making teams. So warriors is going to have separate teams. All warriors will be in separate teams. All challenges will be in separate teams, and kids champions will be in separate teams. Unlike last year, this was mixed up. Now, as this, each team would have a specific number of team players. Last year it was 15. This maybe 15 or whatever. The first thing, we make teams. Make sure you're checking your WhatsApp, taking phone call from known, because somebody will call you and they will form a WhatsApp group. This could be a known face of KDR that we know who can actually start doing that in that team, or it could be a referee, or it could be anybody from our side. So a WhatsApp group will start forming. Immediately that we want from you guys to enable your logins is your team name and a logo, and then so that we can put you in a team, we make a team name and we can design a nice logo. Okay, nothing fancy, professional work that we want. You can put any photograph, Google it, find it, right? Team names can be as fancy that you can think. As you saw, the last year's winning team was High Josh, right? So you can start thinking already. Maybe you get into a team and you would have a nice name that you recommend. So teams will be formed between today tomorrow, and then we will start. So these are the main tasks that is going to happen. So watch out for this, because it's not that October 1st time maybe. Now the things start. This is a kickoff call, and from today, just get the adrenaline rush in everybody. Start thinking of it. Start thinking what you want to do. Make your own goals. Make your own commitments wherever you are, whichever team you are. Make sure you talk to yourself. You are not a quitter, right? So you're going to finish this no matter what, right? So all of this starts from now. Teamwork. So that is what is the conclusion of what is going to happen next. So we now start taking questions. Anybody wants to say a question, unmute yourself. You can actually ask a question. Anybody wants to type in. आपको हिंदी में बात करना है, हिंदी में क्वेश्चन पूछो. तुम्हाला मराठीत सब विचारायचं, मराठीत पण विचारू शकता. बाकी और लैंग्वेज मेरे को नहीं आता, बट anybody can take this question in any other language. So we are open now for questions.
Hi, Nikhil. This is Rama here, and
Hi.
I'm new to KDR. So I have few questions regarding to this. So being a new person to start my running thing. So as you said, it calculates the timing for walking, jogging, as well as running. Am I correct?
Correct, yes.
So at the start of the month of October, as you said, it will be started from the October 1st. So we can start with walking, and then slowly we can just keep up with the running. Is that fine?
Okay, so I'll answer that question. The reason is because I can give a good example of myself. Last year I was an experienced runner. That means a warriors actually. Okay, as I said, pace is important. Okay, so whatever you are doing, whether you're doing running, walking, jogging, the pace is important. As per if you want to just go by rules of the game, then you make sure that your pace is important. How many minutes you're taking to complete a kilometer. Okay, but aside to this,
Okay.
make your own plan. You know what you want. 3 months. You have a vision. You have a dream of going to that Tata marathon and doing a 10 kilometer, or doing some good marathon and get a medal for yourself by timed run, right? So timed run is when you actually go with a timed run and you get a certificate of timing and all that. If those are the dreams, then you have to make your own mind saying that नहीं, मुझे थोड़ा तो भागना चाहिए, थोड़ा मेरा pace अच्छा करना चाहिए. The stat is something that will motivate you. Okay, now watch your stats. What is my pace? Use that 800 200 rule. Okay, for example, you will walk for 800, but you will run for 200 meters. One of my friend, actually, he's there on the call. He also followed last year. He was a new runner. He said, Nikhil, you know what I do? I walk. There are the light poles. Okay, light poles you see on the road, right? So he said, I walk 3 light poles and I run 1 light pole, right? And he slowly, steadily, he has now become a good runner. So you design your own way of doing it. But if you ask me, last year, why I said that, I'll give you a good example. I was a warrior last year, and then for whatever reasons I had a little injury, but I walked in December also. So as this whole game progresses, we are going to try to push you with the rules, basic rules, so that you at least push yourself and for your team, that you start running eventually. Okay, but that doesn't mean that you cannot walk. I've even walked in December, right? It's all up to you what you want to do, how you want to take this entire thing. You can even start running from day one, but it all depends upon how you want to take it. You want to take it slow, you want to take it a little moderate, or you want to take it fast from day one.
Add to this, all this talk of pace, I would like, to keep that out of your mind. I agree with what Nikhil says. You have to have a, statistics in place to know ki where do I stand and मेरे को कितना time में कितना करना है. So just to give you a background, average On an average, a normal guy, normal human being would take 8 to 9 minutes to complete 1 kilometers. I'm talking average. It can be more. अभी कोई उठ के आके बोलेगा भाई मेरे को 10 मिनट लगता है. So that I'm saying on an average, it takes 8 to 9 minutes for 1 kilometer. We are not going to say okay, first man you have to do it in 7 minutes or 5 minutes. It will be comfortable. It will be built in such a way that everybody can, even if it's a walker or a jogger, they can finish that 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer in that particular duration. So pace, don't be afraid of the pace. We are not here to make everyone sub Eliud Kipchoge or anyone. Our motto is enjoy the run, long run. आज एक दिन के लिए नहीं रन करना है, 3 महीने के लिए रन करना है, and even beyond that. So don't only focus about pace. There are many other factors. You have to focus on your HR as well. HR is not a parameter we are keeping, but there are different parameters you have to focus. Pace is just pace has been kept because there has been instances where people go out, take a break, sit down somewhere, गप्पे मार लिए, फिर start their walking. Then फिर रुक गए, कोई मिल गया, गप्पे मार लिए, and then what happens is 20 minutes for 1 kilometer doesn't make sense. So you are actually doing something for your benefit, and if you are just chit chatting while you are walking or running, that entirely spoils the purpose. So don't worry about pace. Pace is just something to keep you in track. कि भाई मुझे इतने minutes में करना है. You walk, you jog, you run. This is a target. 11 minutes में 1 kilometer. Okay, let me. If I'm walking, if I'm taking a break, I still have to make sure कि मैंने 11 minutes के अंदर 1 kilometer किया. That's the only idea. So don't worry about pace.
Okay, one
Yeah,
thing
got
that I
it.
want to
Thank you
add,
so much.
yeah, one thing I want to add, not just for Rama, for everybody, is we have sent you a video of in the WhatsApp group, which talks about what is the elapsed space, elapsed distance, time, and active moving time. Okay, moving time is, as Manoj mentioned, moving time is when you're consistently walking. Okay, and elapsed time is whatever in between. You stop for a drinking water, or your friend came in, start talking to them, or you wait. Generally people go to a nice distance and then wait there to take photographs and selfies and again come back. So all of these will add to your elapsed time. We calculated based on your average pace of entire elapsed time. So make sure that nobody is wasting their time somewhere, because it will impact your pace, and that if that goes by the rules and activity get rejected, then it becomes an issue. Atul sir raised your raised hand. So Atul sir, you have a question. Atul sir, you're there?
Yeah, sorry. I was on mute, Nikhil. So
No problem.
thank you for noticing that. But then Mano answered. I would just like to add in my reply to Rama's query. So it is like about the average pace which one will have to maintain. Usually, if someone is walking, we all graduated from walking to become runners, so-called runners. Okay, so in the beginning, even if you are walking, it is important that we ensure it is sort of a walk, come brisk walk. If need be, add some runs in between, like maybe 100 meters of run, or maybe one. Like he gave a very good example, which many of us have followed. Nikhil gave, like run for 4 light poles, and then walk for 4 light poles, and then jog or brisk walk for 1 light pole distance. So being there even in the first month, because even if you can walk, say the first month the pace given for us is 12 minutes, then our timing, irrespective of what you do, should be within 12 minutes, and how you do should be within 12 minutes per kilometer, that is.
Thank you.
Sir. And also to add to that, Rama, so the reason Nikhil and everyone is mentioning you start running because the minimum distance you have to cover. So when I say I am the part of the event, it's not like I go out and do a 500 meters and say my job for the day is done, or I go out and do a 1 kilometer walk and say my job is done. No, you will be given a table which will say that the minimum distance for this month, say for example, I will say is 2 kilometers or 3 kilometers. So until and unless you do that minimum kilometer, your activity won't be considered. Now say for example for 1 minute you are comfortable with 15 minutes, 15 minutes for 1 kilometer, and then you say कि भाई हो गया मेरा 1 किलोमीटर हो गया, but next month it will increase, the minimum kilometers distance will increase. So you have to think of that as well. So today if you are spending 15 minutes on 2 kilometers, 1 kilometer, then that means 30 minutes for 2 kilometer. And the next month, if it becomes 3 or 4, then you have to spend 1 hour just to finish your minimum distance. So we want you to slowly start running so that you decrease that, time taken, and you can still finish your run. Or you can spend only 1 hour or 2 hours. I don't think people will be spending the entire day on their run. So you will have to plan, and the reason we are saying you have to run because of this, so that you can finish your activity within that particular duration, and you don't have to spend extra hours to complete your activities.
Got it.
Mano,
Okay, we'll take
Nikhil,
more couple of questions. Yeah,
sorry
Madhu
to
sir.
interrupt. If I have missed, perhaps you might have addressed this. Hope the point system for the month of October and the mileage system will be released at least couple of days in advance, right?
Yes. We are
Thank
ready
you.
with the. We are ready actually with the points and this thing. We were
Not
actually
surprised,
testing.
Nikhil. Yes, you always
We
like
were-
to keep it till the last moment to build up the tempo.
yes,
I know that.
exactly. There is a reason for that. So yeah, now I know the reason. So we'll be sharing the KDR app registration login details by the end by tomorrow. As soon as possible. We are on the last phase of testing with the points that we have created for October, and all your team will get the points to start working on. Any more questions? Anybody wants to speak on the phone, or there are no questions that I see? Mohit says, "I hope comfortable pace limit."
This should not come from you specifically, and like I mentioned, pace ko bhul jao. Matlab, we are not definitely going to ask you to run at 5 minutes per kilometer or 4 minutes. So it is definitely going to be comfortable. Forget the pace for now.
Yeah, Ninad
At
said,
least,
"What will
at least for October, forget it.
Ninad says, what will be the combination of team members, new or old, experienced one?" We mentioned that already from day one, that we'll have a separate team this time. In your own words, the experienced ones will have a separate team. The new runners or moderate runners will have separate teams. Okay, we just saw a raise of hand. Yes. Somebody raised the hand. It's gone. Praveen. Yes, Praveen. Please ask the question.
Yeah, hi, this is Praveen. So I'm very new to this overall forum. So I just wanted to know, everyone is talking about the pace. So the target will be associated with the pace or with the kilometers, which has to be run in one day.
Nikhil, let me
Okay.
answer that. Nikhil, Praveen, the target is based on points, and everything is based on kilometer. So if you heard what we spoke, the pace is just a parameter, because we don't want people just to go out and do other things. So I can go out, I can do my shopping, I can come back and say I finished my run. That's not what we want. So the pace will just be a target कि आपको 10 मिनट में, just giving an example, 10 मिनट में 1 किलोमीटर खत्म करना है. So even if you go out, you want to shop, make sure you finish your 1 minute within 1 kilometer within 10 minutes. So pace as such is not a criteria for any of the points. You will be given points based on the distance you cover.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody has any other question? Madhu, yes, please ask the question.
Yeah, hi everyone. There was one question in the beginning. Will treadmill runs be counted? Because some of the watches can sync the treadmill runs to Strava. So will those be counted?
Anybody? Manu, Amol, you want to take the question or I should answer?
Okay, I will let answer in part. So our stance for this, we had explained this earlier. I'm not sure if you went through the recording, but our stance for this version of the challenge is the activity has to be supported by GPS app. So as long as Amol, can you go on mute? As long as your app is supporting a GPS, GPS based tracking even on a treadmill, we are okay. But we are sure that GPS based indoors is a big challenge. So Nikhil, do you want to add to this because we are
So
still.
I'll answer that Madhu in a simple way. That as Manu rightly mentioned. So what happened? So treadmill was introduced during the time of lockdown, right? So obviously there were restrictions and a lot of people wanted to do indoor activities or a treadmill activity, and hence that was a part of a lockdown time. But KDR always has been an outdoor activity. So we are going back on post lockdown era, and we are going back, go out and run. That is our whole objective. But yes, treadmills are also running activity. Now the first point, as we mentioned, as a KDR rise, it has to be GPS, it has to be outdoor. That's straight away remains. It does not change. Now there could be a cases where somebody would say, I want to do like what basically you would have a treadmill with certain these things, but it is not part of our activity when you find a rule book. Now, if there are any exceptions that we want to bring in, please reach out to referees, reach out to admins. We might take that into consideration again as part of the rules. When you say rules, GPS first. If not, then do you have certain smartwatch that can actually track? So we will have a separate discussion on that, but only if somebody has that as a very 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 genuine case of not going out and doing something. So once we release our rules, once we release our rule books, please reach out to the referees and admins, and we'll see what we can do. Does that help, Madhu? Okay, Arun.
Yeah.
Arun has
Yeah,
a
hi.
question.
Hi. This is Arun here. So I am also new to the this challenge, KDR
Welcome.
challenge. Just one question. Since it's a rainy day and it may extend till October. So during that time, when we run with our phone, we use the rain protector. Phone protector to protect our phones while running. So in that case, the GPS may get disconnected, and my running activity may not be get recorded. So in that case, do I need to rerun again? I mean, how do I?
Good question. Very good question. Thanks for asking this. But I will give you a very based on our experience. So it's not just rainy day. Sometimes GPS can be cranky even on a sunny day. Believe me, right? So it's a good question. What happens then, right? So first, let me basically say, the other part also. We had rainy day almost every season. Last year, to घमासान हुआ था. But people really went out and ran. We did not had issues on the rainy day. But as I said, GPS can be cranky sometimes. Okay, so make sure that when you're running, I don't know what you're using based on that. Smartwatches generally do not crank up. Strava might crank up, or any other app might crank up. It can happen also on a sunny day. The first thing that we need to do is make sure you're keeping watch that the activity has started. It is also doing properly. It is also tracking it properly. Generally क्या होता है, अगर आपका GPS नहीं चल रहा है तो zero ही रह जाता है. On that figure does not move, right? Right at that time, please, call your referee, call your captain, say नहीं हो रहा है, screenshot भेजो, whatever, right? we have found that people actually do the entire activity and suddenly look at their phone and then say, "Arey, ye to activity hua hi nahi." So please keep watch on your phones. I'm typically saying, sometimes technology can fail. It can happen. Sometimes your mobile has a problem. Sometimes your GPS you have not turned it on. Sometimes your data you have not turned it on. So make sure whenever you go for an activity, because as we said that
Sorry, Nikhil, and sometimes you have not enabled the battery, so that has been shared, and we will share it again. So
people have happened that they have just gone outside running and suddenly battery is gone. You are not charged up your phone. All of that, right? Thank you, Manohar. So make sure that you are totally ready and keep on checking your phone, right? Especially the Strava will tell you if it is not recording properly. वो आपको पता चल जाएगा अचानक से किलोमीटर बढ़ नहीं रहा है. You know how much you have ran and उतना किलोमीटर नहीं दिखा रहा है. So try to do that and try to take your captain, your referee, and the confidence. Okay. One thing as a backup, although we are not recommending that, just see that there is if you're using Android phones, turn on your Google what? Google Fit. Yeah. So there is a Google Fit also. Always have a backup also. If you think it is very very common in your area, the GPS is getting cracked up, or you're actually traveling somewhere, going on a vacation. Okay, let me tell you guys, people, this is a 3-month, people go out, vacation, and all, nobody uses their activity, right? I personally have done activities outside Dombali. We have seen people actually while traveling, doing activity on the railway station. So why I'm mentioning this is GPS is everywhere. It can count off, you can do. Always have a backup also ready, right? Log into Google Fit because Google Fit also syncs. And Google is the best bet because it keeps on watching you, where are you going. So a lot of things can be a proof that you actually ran. So you can use that as a thing to show. I think Atul sir also added up. Rather, the start should be okay. There is another question. Is there a specific time we need to log the activity for a particular day? I mean, is there any cutoff time? Just reading out this question to all of you, and the answer that your activity start time and day is what gets considered for your that day, right? So if you started an activity at 11:59 p.m. on 25th and it ends on 1 a.m. of 26th, next day morning or night, it will be considered for 25th because it started on 25th of September, just before the clock strikes next day. So make sure you. Sushant has a question. Sushant, yes.
Hello, hi, hello all. Actually, I am coming back to again in a pace. Actually, I have one question. If my pace limit is 10, okay, and I had to total run 2 kilometers, and my first run is completed in 11 minutes, and second run is for 7 minutes. So my total is 18 minutes. Means my average pace is 9. So is this considered a first kilometer or considered only 1 kilometer?
No, good question. We considered average. Okay. We consider average, but again, it's up to the referee and management. You cannot, like you gave a good example. Okay, so your first pace cannot be 25, and then second pace cannot be 2 or 1, right?
Yes.
Average ho gaya, bhai, aur acha ho gaya, right? So the referees will check every kilometer. अगर उसमें कुछ भी लगा कि ये अचानक एक पेस इतना स्पीड में कैसे गया है, ये क्या बाइक उठा के चला गया क्या, all of these questions will come. So make sure you are consistent. We are not saying you should be same pace, but there is a consistent, because generally same pace नहीं होता है. अगर आप 1 किलोमीटर वॉक कर रहे हो, 1 किलोमीटर रन कर रहे हो, तो सेम पेस नहीं आएगा, बट इतना तो पता चलता है आदमी चल रहा है, भाग रहा है, राइट?
Yes.
That is the only thing. Average देखा जाएगा, average elapsed time का. Okay. Moving time is moving time. Elapsed time is बीच में का कहीं पे रुके हो भी, तो elapsed time का average pace देखा जाएगा. So make sure that you see.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank
we
you.
have gone overboard of our time. It's already 1.5 hours. It's been
And
a
everyone on the call, do remember you have to stop your activity. If you're using Strava or any app, you have to stop your activity. There have been occasions where people forget to stop their activity. They stop it after half an hour, after 1 hour. Activity is a waste because आपका average elapsed space goes beyond the minimum requirement. So make sure you start your activity and also remember to stop your activity because that
good
will all
point.
be captured in the elapsed space. So बाद में अगर बोलेगा मैं भूल गया मैं ये हुआ, it will be dependent on that referee whether he wants to accept or not.
Good point, Mano. Yes. Okay, I think we are at end of our session for today. If there are any questions, we have given you the email address. We are going to create another group by end of this month, which will be an open group. That means everybody can start sharing their activities, their comments or questions or everything. Currently, the KDR Rise group that you all are in the WhatsApp group is going to remain as an admin only group so that we can keep on sending you updates and all that. We'll create a parallel group, which will be open group where people can share their activities, photographs, selfies, everything, and all that stuff. Okay, so we'll keep that open once we create that, and people can keep asking those questions and stuff and all that. Okay. So thanks to all of you who have joined. We want to end this session because it's gone a little over. And if there are any questions, please reach out to admins. You've seen the photographs of admins. We are going to share the recording of this session in the WhatsApp group by today end when the recording is ready. Thank you, everyone. And I'm stopping the recording.
Thank you all. Thank you everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Bye.